it's a shame Sean's not here because May 4th was Star Wars Day. How did you spend Star Wars Day, Yoda?
Working. I don't think I did anything Star Wars related. I did go see Return of the Jedi last week, which I think we talked about a little bit in the theater because it was like the 40th anniversary, and I was kind of shocked at how well it holds up. You know, I figured on the big screen I would see things that dated it, especially the effects. And for the most part, no, it's Return of the Jedi, and I love it. I wish Vader didn't scream. I wish we didn't have the replacement for Lopty Neck. But other than
that was my day. I sat with my toys, eating a KFC. That, by the way, if you can't see it, that is a corn on the cob on the stick, because I was asked, what the hell is that? But yeah, I had a KFC, and you'll notice that this is the original logo and not the new logo, because I still have a copy of, where is it? Yes, I still have, let's get rid of that now. Get rid of that one. I still have the original cut on DVD twice, because this contains, you can see there that it says the original theatrical version, which I spoke to a couple of people on Twitter, and I know a kid from Canada said that, where do you get that from, bootleg? And I said, no, it was out in the UK, because that is a UK copy.
It was out here. They'd released it all on DVD. This was right during the whole Blu-ray HD DVD fiasco, so nothing was coming out in HD quite yet, and so they put it in. They re-released the original trilogy, but they added in to the special edition these DVDs that had the theatrical releases, but they were done in non-anamorphic, like matted. It was bad. It's like, it was almost a big FU. Like, we just wanted to see it like as good as DVD. At least, make it so that it filled the screen properly and stuff like that. It looked like shit. And so I go with the despecialized editions that you can find in various places.
I must admit, I do have a copy of the despecialized editions as well. But the quality was not great, but it kind of didn't matter, because it was just still that theatrical cut. And I had a blast that day. Like I say, I was quite happy at home. I actually bought, this is really bad, I bought a 6-piece family meal and had the whole thing to myself. It was a wonder I didn't spend most of the evening on the toilet. What's happening now? Vader's fighting Luke, and Luke's losing a bit. And stuff.
I'm losing a bit too.
But like I say, I had a great day on Star Wars Day. For me, I put up, there's an article on the website, you can read about it, but I mean, me and my dad used to watch it, or at least one of the films, on Star Wars Day every year. So just for me, taking the day off and sitting down and watching it, happy days.
Yeah, it kind of, it's my take watching Return of the Jedi again, it's like, all this crap that's coming out, they can't take away how good those 3 movies are. They just can't.
That's it. Yeah. Hand shooting first, and that kind of thing. Like I say, no matter what they do, they can't get close to it. And like I say, and what I love is the fact is, like, look, Disney, you can't take this away from me. You can't change it and do anything with it, because this is mine, my hard copy. That's the best thing about it.
McClunky.
So yeah, I had a good Star Wars day. So we are going to move on and carry on talking about this. Well, do you want to talk about the Anakin versus Luke? Because that was, I thought Aggie was going to be here, and that was kind of his article. Should we save that, or do you want to talk about it?
You know what? The only thing I can say about that is like, well, Luke already beat Anakin. We saw it happen. What's the problem here? Why is this a big...
This is very true.
I mean, he can't say that he wasn't more powerful as Vader. He beat his ass. So, say it. I think that's settled as far as I'm concerned.
On Star Wars Day, I watched The Menagerie.
That is a Star Trek 2-part episode.
Oh, right.
Retelling of The Cage. if I'm picking the right thing, and I'll give you a salute. I'm fine with it. Approved.
I was thinking there's obviously a joke in there somewhere, but I don't know what it was. But I'm glad Yoda enjoyed it. Okay, so I mean, we did have Anakin versus Luke, but what we are going to move on to Star Wars Visions 2.
I the first Visions was like, it's one of those, like, anthology things. I saw it once. I'm like going, oh, that was okay. I'll never watch it again.
I loved the first series. It was unusual. It was weird. It was odd. It was creative. It was beautiful. I loved what they did. Genuinely loved what they did. I was looking forward to Visions number 2. Because again, it was just one of those films that I was just happy to sit down, or a series I was happy to sit down and give it a go. The first episode has a Sith character who is a female Sith character, which is, I'm going to come back to in a minute, who is given up her Sith ways and become an artist. And I was thinking, a little bit girly, but that's fair enough. That's okay. That's fine. She gets attacked by these Sith guys. She takes them all out. It's happily ever after. And I was like, it was well animated, beautiful to look at, but I thought, right, okay. The second episode.
No, wait. The Sith is ruled by the dark side. The dark side is all about getting power. If you're just sitting there painting, you're not a Sith anymore. I'm sorry, you're not dark side anymore.
No, I know.
The dark, but you're light side. So is she a former Sith or an actual Sith?
A former Sith, because these guys kind of like, she was in a group with these guys and she left.
So she renounced her ways.
Yes, is what it is. And he keeps saying, you're a Sith, you'll always be a Sith type of thing. And I was like, right, okay. I can't remember the second one at all. Oh, no, that's right. No, I do remember it. It's a bunch of Irish kids who are working like in a child labour place, probably for the Empire. They go off to find what there's a hidden cave with apparently a screaming demon in there or something. And there's a young girl and 3 boys, as I remember. I might be wrong. But the young girl confronts the screaming demon, who is a Sith Lord, apparently. The 3 boys leave. She stays in there. She manages to kill this Sith Lord, and then a Jedi turns up saying, I've been wanting you to do this for a long time. You can keep this now. You can come with me. Hooray! Another female. Brilliant. The third episode was about 2 young girls, sisters, who had lost their mum, and how they then they were stealing water from an Empire place, which was run by a female officer of some description, and how they used the powers to overcome thing and blah blah blah. At this point I was going, right, fair enough. The fourth one was the Aardman one, which I was quite looking forward to. It was entitled I Am Your Mother, and it's about a young girl and her mum who enter a speeder race against another girl and her mum, and how they win and overcome and blah blah blah. At this point,
sensing a theme.
At this point, I looked up the synopsis for the several of the others, and they all are, a young female Jedi, a young woman, and it was just, no, I'm not doing it. I can't. You can call me sexist, misogynist, or whatever else you want to call me under the sun. Feminism has ruined Star Wars, and yet the whole. I'm not being funny about that. I've looked into this. I'm not going to get on my soapbox again. But this whole the last season of Visions, they seem to say, just do whatever you want. Whatever you want to make. And there were some characters which had a female star, which was still excellent. But in this one, it seems to be, do whatever you want, make whatever you want. It's got to be about a woman, though. And so it just feels like Disney have interfered.
I got a couple of things on this I thought I heard recently that I thought were interesting. One, Evangeline Lilly. She was Lost. She was the Wasp, and then she was in the Hobbit. She just put out a statement that said, "Why are we demonizing men being masculine? Why are we making women masculine and trying to make men feminine, or saying it's bad for the sex that you are to act like the sex that you are. If you're a man, you can't act masculine, and if you're a woman, you can't act feminine. Why are we doing this? Is what her point was. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. If men do masculine stuff, it's bad. But if the women are kick-ass, then they're kick-ass females who don't take no shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. And I heard something else that's kind of dovetails into this, but I thought it was interesting. Back when the original Star Trek came out, and you had all the women in the miniskirts, right? All the showing off their legs and everything. And if you watch any modern day woman write about that, like the sexist outfits that they stuck her into, right? And apparently back in the day, women were like really happy about those outfits. They're like, we're glad to see that women are still women in the future.
Yeah.
Contemporary women in the 60s were happy to see the women wearing dresses, even if they were a little risque or whatever, that they were accentuating femininity in that series. That they liked that. And now so this was just natural. This is just what they like. They're like, oh, good, women look like women and they don't look like men. And now the whole culture has been so brainwashed to say women can't look like women and men can't look like men or act or whatever. And it's like, Lily, you got a point there. I mean, it's kind of awful. And gee, I wonder why nobody's responding to this. Can't wait to see that Disney stock release this week, by the way. Looking forward to that. Love to see people dying on ashes. Love it.
It is, again, we live in such a weird society. I think the Critical Drinker retweeted her, sort of saying, "Oh, careful there, Angelina, because you're dangerously close to getting yourself cancelled if you say something like that." And
she finished out her Ant-Man series. She's done. Whatever. Yeah, she's like, right. I'm at it with this shit. She's made enough money. Say whatever she wants. I'm glad somebody's saying it like that. It's like she was started out a model. I mean, her whole career has been based on accentuating her femininity, and now it's like, well, that's a bad thing, because what do the models look like now? Horrible garbage.
The spoilers for the upcoming film. The First Jedi is a woman, and I don't know whether you're referring to like the Acolyte or anything that goes back as far as that, but because Rey came along and Rey was a Mary Sue and Rey was great at everything, Rey Palpatine obviously, Luke died and was replaced with Rey, and it kind of killed the franchise. The majority of the fans absolutely hated it, had no vested interest in it, and it killed the franchise. So what did Disney do? We should bring Rey back. Let's bring back this Mary Sue, who everybody seems to love. Not everybody. And you've got these small factions of people who, again, on Star Wars Day, I was seeing people saying, who's your favourite character? Oh, it's easily Rey. And I didn't get into arguments because I'm not an idiot, but, I'm sat there going, so your favourite character is the character that literally killed the franchise. That's your favourite character, is it? That's who you like out of all of them, is it? And the whole female thing has become a joke now, that it's not about, again, Settlix just made another good point there. That's the point. It's not about equality. It is about men being pushed aside, trampled on, and completely degraded. If you look at there's a great quote from somebody, I can't remember who it was now, but they said how Rey got on the Millennium Falcon and she bypassed the hyperdrive and blah blah blah. So she actually knew the Falcon better than Han Solo. So now Han Solo's been pushed aside as well. So Luke was pushed aside, and it's the fact that the women can't be equal. They've got to be better than men in every single respect, and that is the problem that's being caused today. And like I say, Visions.
Because, ladies, you're in for a rude awakening in real life. A sexist would say.
but Star Wars Visions 2, like I say, I got to the 4th episode and it was just how great women are and how brilliant women are and blah, blah, blah. And it's like you're trying to appeal to a very small fan base, because ultimately Star Wars is people like the two of us, old farts, who grew up trying to reach the TV remote control using the Force because that's what Luke could do, and you killed Luke off because you wanted to replace him with a woman, and it's ruined it. And it's just I'm fed up with it.
Boys need role models too, and just like women do. And I'm just saying,
do you know what's saying about that? A good friend of mine who's a girl, because I do know girls in real life, but a good friend of mine who's a girl, we always say hello to each other on Star Wars Day because we're both big fans. And she was saying about how she grew up loving Princess Leia because not only was Princess Leia a badass, you know, she didn't take any crap from Han and Chewie and all this. Like when you first meet her, she's badass, but she also loved how Carrie Fisher was so outspoken and such a powerful woman in a completely male-dominated industry. And, you know, she was badass and she loved it, but that's too subtle. You know, we can't have subtle, and we certainly can't have women struggling. So let's just have Rey, who's brilliant at everything, no struggle, anything else, just be great. You know, and that's what you can expect in life, girls. Everything's you'll just be great because you're a woman. And like you say,
well,
in real life,
I would say that, you know, Princess Leia wasn't that physical. It wasn't until later on that, like in Jedi, she started getting more physical with things because revealed that she's, you know, Luke's sister and she's got the Force, and so she does a few things like jump on the speeder bike and that kind of stuff.
I just meant her whole attitude was just badass,
right?
You know,
her attitude at the beginning was feisty, takes control. She's a senator, right? So she's used to making decisions and that sort of thing, but she still needs the guys, like she needs Luke to swing her across the chasm and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's all fine. It's all like they're all working together, and it's emphasizing the strengths they have as people, as the individuals. This is what bothers me so much. It's like we're always accentuating the group characteristic. Women are badass. It's like, well, not all women. Some women suck, you know?
Yeah.
Some men suck. That's okay. You don't have to elevate women just by being women. You're giving them the worst thing, I think, is what you're giving people is this unrealistic expectation of success simply by being born a certain way. It's like, well, life doesn't work that way. You're setting people up for a lot of failure. Why would you do that to them?
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, I mean, you know, watching the original trilogy again, like I say, I know what you're saying, but like I say, from the very outset, the stormtrooper walks in and she goes, "Aren't you a little short?" She's not scared of him. You know, she's going to stand up against him. And then when Han and Chewie do turn up, it's like, "I'll get this walking carpet out of my way." And so, you know, she's like, "No, I'm taking charge. I'm in charge of this group now." You know, and it's just like I say, she was so great, and it was just, like I say, women have ruined Star Wars. Women are ruining everything. Oh dear, should never give it another vote. Anyway. Hang on a minute. I'm just. So if I look at some of these, look, the movie they fired the writer and the director from. Now KK is taken over. Rest assured that the first Jedi is a woman. Man messed up. Now Rey is here to fix the mess. To have. That's exactly what's going to happen.
The first Jedi, I think, is a black woman. So I started playing Jedi Survivor.
Okay.
Which is
I still haven't got around to it yet. But yeah.
What's that?
I haven't got around to it yet.
I started playing it. It's fun. But there is a quick flashback scene where they find this really old droid from like 1,000 years ago. It's really old. And they get it working again. But you know how he gets down, he'll do some force mumbo jumbo, push the right stick down. And then he gets a vision. Well, in this case, he got a vision. And it was this black Jedi acolyte that was telling the droid to do something. I honestly can't remember what it is. I'll figure it out as I go along. But you know, I mean, it's like they're trying to stick this acolyte crap into the game. Some of it, I get it, to tie it all together to make it all feel like the same universe. But I know this acolyte's going to suck, and I don't care. Don't care.
Rey is KK. Yeah. I know, and I kind of wonder what's going to happen with Indiana Jones, because if Indiana Jones is a huge failure, she has got to be fired. She's got to be fired. But then conversely, we've also seen that, you know, Star Wars has been a complete failure, but yet she still seems to be there and having a job. This is very true. Somebody said, and a great quote about this was when they said the Force is female, it's ridiculous. Somebody said the Force is for everyone. It's not female. The Force is for anybody can have the Force. It's not just a female, like you say. It's not just because you were born a biological woman. Let's not go down that road. That the Force is for you, as opposed to say Luke and Anakin and all these other great Jedi, Obi-Wan and stuff, who have had the Force and they've been males.
It's even for 3-foot frogs. I don't see what the problem is here.
Exactly. You talk funny.
Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.